Okay, so let's jump into this interesting move by MetaPlanet. They snapped up 463 Bitcoin on Monday during a roughly 5% dip,
Yep,
right? That's a bold play to, you know, take advantage of the market sell off. They really went in.
absolutely. It's like they saw the perfect window to grab a bargain. So they spent about 8 billion yen on it, which, if I'm not mistaken, comes to an average of around $115,895 per Bitcoin.
Right.
Yeah, and that's over a $2 billion value, correct? Exactly. It definitely underlines their long-term commitment to um, stacking Bitcoin despite the volatility, and they're still the world's seventh largest corporate Bitcoin
Yep, that's
holder.
an impressive ranking. You know, what's really fascinating here is that MetaPlanet, by buying at this dip, is clearly embracing a contrarian strategy. You're deliberately buying the dip in a market that uh, has been pretty
It's
unpredictable
a risky
lately.
yet calculated move. Yeah, and it comes at a time when corporate crypto buying is surging. Just last week, there were reports that 16 firms added over $7.8 billion worth of crypto. Am I right?
Exactly. And it kind of shows a broader appetite among corporates for crypto accumulation despite some headwinds. MetaPlanet's purchase is the first public one to announce a buy this August, making it a bellwether move in some sense.
That's an interesting signal. And then you have the interesting twist where spot US Bitcoin ETFs were seeing strong inflows in July. But then, whoa, outflows of over $812 million kicked off August, right?
Right, which is one of the biggest outflow days in history for those ETFs. Exactly. So, while ETFs were bleeding money or investors pulling out, MetaPlanet doubled down on accumulating. It's a clear contrast in sentiment.
Yeah, it almost feels like they're defying the short-term market noise. Speaking of strategy, they're aiming for a long-term target of 210,000 Bitcoin by the end of 2027. That's roughly 1% of all Bitcoin, an ambitious goal by any measure.
Absolutely. And they're already 8.4% of the way there, which is no small feat. What really caught my eye was their move to issue about $3.73 billion in perpetual preferred shares.
Right? That's like a move straight out of Michael Saylor's playbook, isn't it? Yes, Saylor's strategy with preferred stock offerings like the iPhone moment he talked about is echoed here. It's a clever way to raise capital without diluting common shares or piling up debt on the balance sheet.
Yeah, it's like fueling the Bitcoin juggernaut with a new financial instrument. Right, it's interesting because this kind of issuance offers up to a 6% annual dividend, which kind of cushions the investment, you know? It's a way to reassure investors even as they aggressively expand their Bitcoin stack.
True, it sort of lends a degree of stability amid the relentless accumulation. Here's a thought. Wouldn't you say that this aggressive accumulation, despite the potential macroeconomic uncertainties, is somewhat counterintuitive? I mean, enterprises are seeing mixed signals everywhere.
Yeah, I get that. But I think that's the point. MetaPlanet, like some others, believes in the long term value of Bitcoin, even when short term indicators might be gloomy. Right, it's a bit controversial. Some critics might argue it's a risky bet in a volatile economy, but for them, the reward seems worth the risk.
True. And in the right economic setting, sometimes risk taking can lead to groundbreaking gains. And then look at the bigger picture. More and more public companies are stacking Bitcoin. It jumped from 112 companies on May 26th to 162 now. It shows a genuine institutional shift towards considering Bitcoin as a treasury asset.
Exactly. This isn't just a fad, it's a significant trend in corporate finance. Yeah, it adds a whole new layer to how we see traditional finance intertwining with the crypto world. Companies like MetaPlanet are blurring the lines between conventional asset management and crypto
Right?
investing.
It's like watching the digital gold rush meet old school investing. And we can't ignore that this is all happening while there are macroeconomic signals suggesting potential challenges. Yet these companies pursue a long term vision.
And that visionary aspect is really what sets apart the crypto bulls from the bears. So, in sum, it's a fascinating case of a firm not just playing the market casually, but establishing a deep strategic position in Bitcoin, capitalizing on dips, issuing innovative financing, and moving aggressively toward an ambitious target.
And it's definitely a strategy that'll be watched closely by industry insiders. True that. The mix of accumulation strategy, preferred share issuance, and corporate momentum in the digital asset sphere is something groundbreaking.
Absolutely. It almost feels like we're witnessing the evolution of corporate treasuries as they merge with disruptive new technologies. And it certainly opens up a lot of questions, like what happens if the market sways or if regulatory pressures increase. Still, these companies, including MetaPlanet, seem confident in their bet.
Yep, and that confidence, although it might invite risks, could also inspire similar moves from others. In the end, it's a bold declaration that, even in uncertain times, there are those who see opportunity in the chaos. And as they push forward with these strategies, we're in for a fascinating ride.
Absolutely. It's an exciting time in the crypto corporate arena. Definitely worth keeping an eye on.